Hello and welcome to church. Welcome to church. This is Sunday, uh, morning live. Like I said last time, I try to do this every morning, every Sunday morning, that is. So, welcome to church. This is for the people who don't go to the traditional church and also who are looking for somewhere where they can get information that is, 100%. That is not um, censored. That is not. Oh, of course, we are going to do a bit of censoring because this is YouTube, and that is something that has to be expected. Anyways, let me just remove this one because I'm just getting a bit of making me feel weird. Anyway, let me just check if I can check a few things here and there to see if just to check that we are having the sound is good, the signal is good, and that I just need to verify one, two, three things here. Huh. Great. I am good. I am live. I am. The audio is good. Let me just close a bit of these things here. Yes. So welcome. Today, I want to take this thing a bit serious. No, it's not like I've not been taking it seriously other times. Just that I really think that for this time it is good that we talk about important things. It's not like the other things were not important. Anyway, what am I saying? It's not like the other things are not important or were not important, but I think one of the things I am very passionate about is the issues of men and boys. That's number one. Very passionate. In fact, I am almost militant about how I approach issues of men and boys in today's world. Okay, because today's world is so messed up that just the fact that you want to talk about issues of men and issues of boys, a lot of people will label you a certain kind of way. Okay, and that really pisses me off because these are the same people who will be pretending to be talking about gender equality and about um, ensuring everybody's voice is heard and ensuring that everybody is taken into account, that everybody's opinion is considered, and that men and women can simply put can live together in harmony. Okay, where one is not oppressing the other, and what and the other one is not feeling victimized. There is something which can be said about the feeling of being victimized, and you can't control what people feel. The only thing you can do is just to make sure that what they are feeling is just that, a feeling. It's not something that they can show proof that this is what is happening and that's why I feel the way I feel. Or even if there is something that they perceive to make them feel a certain kind of way, there is an alternative explanation as to why it is not the case. For example, if a woman is walking on the streets and somebody approaches and tries to hit on her, now she can take it as sexual harassment, as she's being harassed and all that. But she can also take it as somebody who is attracted to her, who thought, okay, let me just take this chance and approach her. And if she says, no, I am not interested, and the guy leaves, then good. But if she says no and the guy persists, then we have a problem. Okay? So it's not the approaching that is the issue, it is the persisting after you have been told that this is not okay. I have a chair that my kids, this thing of parenting, bought a chair, an office chair. They have wrecked it. I don't know if you can see the back. It is I am a tall guy, and I am now below sea level. Yani ni kama nimekalia miguu wameimes kabisa. Anyway, that's not the point. So the point is, this person approached you and you said, I am not interested, and the guy left. You should leave it at that, because you are a woman, he is a man, and maybe he thought, okay, let me just shoot my shot, who knows, I might get lucky. And you are not interested, and you communicated that, and the guy left. So we should not try to turn that into a victim story. It is not. Okay, it is not. Because these same women who complain when guys hit on them would be the same women who would be complaining when men stop talking to them. She's dressed a certain kind of way. She wants to turn eyeballs, so she's walking in the streets and no one is interested. You'll see her, she'll start complaining, what is happening? Where did the real men go? I can't. How come I've spent a month in this city, in this state, and no man has approached me? So men are damned if they do and damned if they don't. So a man is like, if I'm still going to be victim, if I am still going to be demonized, let me get demonized when I'm pursuing what I want. And that is the mentality. That is where men are. Like, I will approach you. If you tell me no, I will leave. If you go and complain, okay, it's okay. I saw a very short clip on Abba and Preach. You should go check those guys out. They are very good. Very nice content, very funny and diverse. So you will see things which will piss you off. You'll see things which will make you happy. You'll see things which will just leave you wondering what kind of world are we living in. Anyway, in this clip, this woman went to get her nails done, her toenails. It's called a pedicure. A pedicure, okay? And she was wearing a very short skirt. And in that video, which she shot herself, there is a towel on her lap, which she chose not to use. Because if you walk into these places where they offer these services, unless you are wearing a trouser, so if you are wearing anything to do with a skirt, they will give you, or this tight shit that women wear, they will give you a towel to cover yourself as they are working on your feet, because they will be there close to your poontang. This woman was wearing a very short skirt, and uh, according to her previous videos, she goes commando, so she wears no panties. So she's wearing a very short skirt, and she's probably not wearing a panty. And then she went to get her toenails done, and they were being done by a man. And then this woman opened up her legs, and the guy glanced. And then now she's posting that he thought I didn't see him glancing. I mean, what did you expect? What did you expect? What was the point of you opening up your legs? So there are women out here who wake up and think, how am I going to play victim today? Um, what is this thing that I've not played victim about that I can do today? So that is where we are. And that's why I'm very militant about issues of men and boys. These things they are rough, man. Na ni kuara huku kwa mgongo. So that's why I'm very militant about issues of men and boys, because a lot of women, let me not say a lot, let me say some, because I don't want people coming after me. Um, a lot of women are, a minute, men cannot multitask. So you'll have to forgive me. I have to send these texts. Hmm. So let me just see this one, this one, this one. Great, good. Tuendele. Where was I? Yes, I was talking about, yeah, women who wake up and just think, so today I am going to mess up. How am I going to mess up men today? How am I going to how am I going to play the victim today? How am I going um, to sling mud unto these men? So that's why I'm very, 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 very militant about issues of men and boys, because these women will be will be very idiotic. They will bring out, and it is these crazy women, these who will be out here trying to paint men a certain kind of way. So what were you expecting? Listen, if you're wearing a short skirt, I will look. No, I will not just look, I will stare. I will stare. If you've done your boobs up and you have a cleavage out here, I will stare. I will stare. If you're out here wearing those very tight pants and the whole of your ass is outside, I will stare. I'm not staring because I'm undressing you with my eyes or anything. I'm just staring at you, thinking, who raised this woman? Who raised this woman? Does this woman even have a father? So, which mother raised this girl? But then, thinking about it, probably this woman you see who is wearing that kind of way has a daughter. And the daughter sees the mother going out in public wearing those bikers. Siku hizi wanatoka nje mpaka na biker. Those bikers. Bikers used to be underwear. Now they are outerwear. Sahii ni atembee wakati kila mtu anaona hiyo camel toe. Eh? The camel toe is out here in your face, and you are expected not to stare. We will stare, we will look. Yeah, you can go and say and claim that we are undressing you with our eyes, but now imagine we are looking at you, but then we are not looking at this lady who is dressed a certain kind of way. Why are we looking at you? Why you? Why you? Oh, my dress, my choice. Okay, your dress, your choice. Do you? But then my eyes, my choice. I will look where I want to look. As long as you are in public, as long as I did not break into your house to look at you, as long as you are in public, I will stare. You cannot tell me what where to look at in public. You cannot dictate where I look at in public. I will look because it is in public. Private things should be done in a private place. So if you come outside walking naked, I will look. You can do those TikToks. You can do that. And I encourage every man to look. In fact, I encourage men to stop and stare. Si ile ya kujificha, no, just stop, stand, look at her. In fact, all men. I'm just assuming if you have 15, 30, 40 men on that seat, just standing, just looking at you. Don't talk, don't whistle, don't do anything. Just look as she passes. Give her what she wants. She wanted you to look. So just stand, wait, stand there. Consume. Watch it. Iangalie vizuri. Shibisha macho. Vizuri. Don't follow her. Just stand as she's passing. Umwangalia akikuja, venye amepita. And just stare until she disappears and then go about your business. Just do that. I just want men to start doing that. Si umetoka kwa nyumba wearing a certain kind of way so that watu wakuone. Then let men see. Hmm? You can't be doing that and then making noise when you have gotten what you wanted. Okay? So let's talk fatherhood. These are for men. This is I'm going to be addressing men. So women, just shut up and listen. If you have something to add, you can post kwa comments. If you have nothing to add of value, just shut up and listen. This is for the men. Men, fatherhood is an act. Is let me yeah, it is an act. It is a one-time act and a process. So it is an event and a process. Fatherhood is an event and a process. So an event is where you're having sex and you impregnate somebody. That's fatherhood. That's the event. Then there is the process. The after impregnation, the after. So fatherhood is an act and also a process. Hmm? Fatherhood is an act and also it's an event and also a process. So yeah, you've had sex with a woman, you've impregnated her. So now you have done process of fatherhood. She has gone through the gestation period, she has given birth. So that now when you impregnate her, the process starts of fatherhood. You take care of her, she gives birth, you take care of all those bills, she gives birth. Now the process of raising a child comes in. And that's why I have this one simple rule: do not have children with women you are not married to. Let me repeat. Dear men, dear men, dear men who have built this world, men who have done a wonderful job, men who have taken us from uh, cavemen up to the modern metropolis, men who have taken us from spears and whatever and up to space. You are the men I'm talking to. You are the men I'm addressing. Do not have children with women you are not married to. It's a very simple concept. A very, very, very simple concept. Just relax and just think about how simple that concept is. Just imagine how simple that concept is. I want a child. I have to get married before I get a child. Simple. I want a child. I look for a woman, I marry her, and then we have a child. Okay? Don't get children with women you're not married to. Why? Because then your fatherhood will just be an event. And the process and the fatherhood process, the only time you will enjoy fatherhood will be event, but the process will be hell. The process now will be hell. This process where now it's for the rest of your life will be hell. So that thing you did for those 5 10 seconds, for those 10 seconds, for that 1 minute, for those 10 minutes, for those 30 minutes, that will be the only thing you will enjoy for your process. The event, you will enjoy the event, the sex, the impregnating part. That one you will enjoy. But then the fatherhood process, it will be hell. Why? Because now you have now to start raising a child who is not in your house. So number one, you're not even sure that this is your child. Why? Because you got it with a woman who is not your wife. At least for those people who have wives, you can be forgiven for assuming, ignorantly or not, for assuming that that child is yours. If you are not married, you have no basis for that assumption. You have absolutely zero basis for that assumption. If you are a husband and your wife gets pregnant, you assume, rightly or wrongly, that that child is yours. Rightly or wrongly, that that child is yours because it is your wife who is pregnant. And you expect that you're the only person this woman has sex with. Raw. You have to add that one. Because let's be honest. These women, these wives, they're also sleeping around. Just like the husbands are sleeping around, these women are also sleeping around. So you assume that as a husband, you are the only man she's sleeping with without protection. So you expect whatever she's doing huko kwa majani, huko kwa miwa, huko kwa mahindi huko, that she's using protection. And so you assume that that pregnancy is yours. So this person you're not married to who is pregnant, how is she convincing you that you are the father? Have you done a DNA test? Because how sure are you that you are the only person she's sleeping with? And how sure are you that you are the only person she's sleeping with raw? In fact, how are you sleeping raw with a woman you're not married to? And if she's sleeping with you raw, how many other men is she sleeping with raw? So, you having that rule that you're not going to have any child with a woman you're not married to helps you deal with a lot of headaches. Because now you won't be there wondering, okay, huyu mtoto cause I'm taking care of this child, huyu mtoto mbona afanani na mimi, mbona afanani na mtu wetu, mbona afanani na huyu dem, mbona you have all these questions. Maybe ako na masikio kama zile za Ruto, or maybe ako na mdomo kama ile ya Uhuru Kenyatta, or maybe ako na macho kama hizi zangu. And now you'll be asking yourselves too many questions, so many questions about this child and about the paternity of this child. And so let's keep it 100%. For you as a man to avoid at least that headache, tuachana mambo ya DNA, at least that headache. You see, a married man, something has to give for that man to start questioning, okay, mtoto, something has to. He won't just wake up one day and decide, ah, watoto si wangu. Something has to trigger that. Because there is this expectation that our women are wise enough, no matter what they are doing, no matter what they are doing huko nje, that they are wise enough to not have children kwa hii nyumba wa wanaume wengine. Now, if you caught your wife cheating, now that's where now you start asking questions. If you caught your wife cheating, that's where now you start asking those questions. Or if your wife just gives birth to a mzungu or a mchinku, now you are like, God, hii nayo, no, this is, we can't have this. This cannot possibly be mine. Something has to be done to convince you that this child is yours, and that thing is called a DNA test. So this man did not wake up to go request for a DNA test. Either he caught his wife cheating, or he got very reliable information that the wife was cheating, or the child just came out like kabisa, like this child, no. Even if you took that child to God and you tell God, is this your child? God will like say, huyu simjui. This is not my child. Even God will jump. Taruka hiyo pregnancy. So now, men, do not have children with women you're not married to. Now that translates to you do not have unprotected sex with a woman you're not married to. Haijalishi kama anakuambia anatumia pills, akona implant, akona IUD ama ni IUD, IUD ameweka mpaka diaphragm, haijalishi kama anatumia hizo vitu zote, as long as you're not married to, wewe na condom mko hivi. Kama tako na tako nitago tako na bako ama bako kama tako na bako wewe na CD mko hivi amwachanagi, as long as huyu si bibi yako. So that means that you are not going to have issues of having children out of that with women you're not married to. Now, that then means that you're not going to have infections, because utatoa wapi hizi infections? If you're all the time unatumia CD, utatoa wapi hizi infections? So you won't have issues za mtoto, you won't have issues za STIs. It will be like, mi niko sawa. So hautashindaga huku ukitreat kaswende na kisonono because you ate something that was poisoned. So that's a very simple rule ya fatherhood. Very simple rule ya fatherhood. Okay, usipate mtoto na mtu hujaoa. Because now once this woman is in your house, yeah, so when so that means marriage will come first. Marriage will come first. And for marriage, that means that you will have the chance to vet the mother of your children. At least utakuwa na hiyo time ya kuvet. Haimaanishi at just because umepata hiyo chance that you are going to do a beautiful, wonderful job. Sometimes tutamess hiyo time ya kuvet and you will choose the wrong person. But at least uliput effort ukavet. You took somebody who presented themselves as the best that you could take. Inaweza ikakuwa alikuwa anadanganya, but what is the probability? Of course lazima udanganywe, but wakati unafanya hiyo vetting, because you know what you want, you are very clear about what you want, utakuwa very clear, this is the type of woman I want, these are the behaviors I want, and so utaangalia. One of the things zenye utakuwa unaangalia is huyu dem ni member wa Boko Haram, ni member wa the gardening community, yeye ni gardening tool, ni Boko Haram, as in past yake inakaaje, amepitiwa na everybody plus the Aguka, from the Kange to the Njoro wa Makara to Maina ule wa gas to the Wochi to the gardener to the person mwenye alikuwa anapita hapo kwa barabara. Ama ni mtu mwenye alikuwa at least access ya garden yake ya Eden haikukuwa ya Sodom and Gomorrah, haikukuwa tu just kama cho ya Kanjo, just walk in, as long as you have 10 bob, just walk in and you do your business and leave. At least alikuwa anaweza kuangalia wale watu wanawalao, because if you are married to this person mwenye anyone can get in, all are invited, then hiyo behavior haitaisha ukimuoa. Atageuza nyumba yako, ataigeuza lojo, mahali pa kukuja kupiga mashots. Unatoka unaenda wera na wanaume wengine wanaingia kufanya wera, toka tu nashangaa hii nyumba inanukaga tu vibaya hivi kwa nini? This smell, this house stinks. What's wrong with this house? But the moment unatoka kwa ile barabara, other men are in here eating your food. So requirement yako ya kupata bibi ndio upate mtoto itakusaidia, because utavet. And then utatafuta the kind of woman wewe unataka. Kama wewe ni hawa watu wa male feminist, hawa watu wenye a woman is sijui what, I am equal, sijui partnership, uko tu sawa, utatafuta partner alafu mtaendelea kupartner. Kama wewe ni hawa watu wa mimi natafuta bibi, then utapata bibi alafu ataendelea kubibi na utaendelea kubwana. Wengine wakipartner, wewe mtaendelea kubwana na kubibi. So you get what you are looking for, and then now you have children. So watu wa partner watajua venye wataraise watoto wao, watu wa bibi na bwana watajua venye wataraise watoto wao, kwa sababu watawaraise kwa structure fulani. But history ya uko na mtoi every hood everywhere uko. Sisi wanaume ndio tunachangia the rise of single parenthood. Of course tunachangia kwa sababu huyo bora alitoa. Nisemi madem hawachangii, ninasema leo nimesema na address wanaume. Time ya kuaddress madem ikifika, I will come with a big kefui. But leo wanaume, leo nyinyi ndio mko kwa chopping block. So why would you want your kid to be raised mahali hauko? So utakuwa tu naitwa makesi za mtoto amepigana shule, una need sijui kutoa pesa ngapi ndio mtoto asikue charge na assault, unatoa do kidogo kidogo. Mtoto ameshikwa sijui alikuwa anavuta bangi, polisi wanataka 5,000, unatoa do. Sijui, you are like, if you have 10 kids and 5 of them wako hivyo, how much money are you losing? Watu wangekuwa kwa nyumba wako watoto wote 10, kukushangalia ushona huyu kama huyu anakaa mtu wa bangi, wacha niongee na yeye. Kama unisikize vizuri, ukishikwa na hizo bangi zako ujisort, unaita the rest, uti kuja wewe, najua wewe ni mtu wa vita, ukipigana huko nje upatikane, hiyo ni shida yako. Unaita magi kama hizi stories zako za kupiga garaundi hizi mitaa venye unakaa unavaa hii, kwanza hizi nguo sitaki kuziona kwa hii nyumba yangu. Hapa hakuna, hii si kampi ya Boko Haram. Na unaambia mama hizi nguo sitaki kuzikuta huku, na nikizikuta huku nitazichoma zote. In fact hata sijui kwenda sema nitazichoma, zitolewe zote hapa. Mama Magi, choice ni yako. Hizi nguo either uweke hapo nje uze mtumba ama niziweke moto. This is your choice. You're not addressing your daughter. Unamuaddress kama nani? Yeye ni nani? Kwa hii conversation nafai kukua mama ndiye anafaa kuangalia vile watoto wanavaa. Yule dem kama ako over 18 anataka kuvaa vile anavaa, mlango ndio hiyo, toka ukiendaka sana. Why am I talking to you? You are my child. Najaribu kudiscuss na wewe nini? My job is to tell you what to do as long as uko under my roof. History ati tuna negotiate na watoto. God damn. But that's the problem that comes up when especially mwanaume hayuko kwa nyumba. Now, your woman because ana raise watoto wa watu kadhaa, mtoto wako, mtoto wa utii, mtoto wa Musioka pale, Wafula pia kona mtoto, watoto wote wako kwa nyumba moja. Na ama buda zote wanataka mtu wao raise vitofauti. So you mama ataraise watoto aje? Because mimi nakuja naambia mtoto wangu, wewe sikiza, mimi si discussing vitu na watoto. Then ako pale kwa utiwa, baby, no, you have a say. What do you want? What do I have to do? But kama mtoto kwa nyumba yangu wote wanaraise the same, like wewe, okay, wewe ni mtoto, there are places where utaongea, your voice is needed and required, and when your voice is required you will be asked for it. But kuna vitu zenye we are not discussing, alafu tukupatie time uongee. Wewe ni mtoto, ijalishi kama uko 17, kama uko 16, kama hapo wewe ni mtoto. The moment when you get out and you go to the world and you start conquering the world, now you are a man. Now we can sit down and talk. In fact, tutakaa chini and I will buy you a beer and we sit down and talk as two men, not as father and son, two men, because you're out there conquering and I'm out here conquering. So we are talking the same language. Wakati na complain story ya rent, we pia uko na issue ya rent, pia uko like by the hakuna do hii story ya rent man, nama mziko za kaa kwetu kumekauka, tuko kwa level moja. So mi na wewe tuna discuss nini wakati unaishi kwangu, hauna issue ya rent, hauna issue ya food? Wewe ni mwanaume wapi? Na kuconsult kama nani? Na kuuliza maswali kama nani? Who are you? The only thing nataka kukuja unisaidie ni wakati I want to think about vitu za watoto, because mi si mtoto. So nataka kukuja uniexplainie hizo vitu za kitoto zinafanyikaje. Najua wale watu wa my child has a right wako triggered. Ende ukalilie huko, ama uende ukacheza na mtoto wako huko kwa merry go round. So fatherhood is very important kwa nyumba, because fathers bring structure. So wewe kama baba, if you don't have kids with a woman you're not married to, inamaanisha watoto wako watakuwa within a marriage setup. Sometimes it is unfortunate that your marriage will in a break. When the marriage breaks and you married her, then si mtu akichoka na ndoa anarudigi kwao. Anarudi kwao, anawacha watoto kwao. Kwa kina watoto ni wapi? Kwa nyumba ya baba yao. Yeye ndio amechoka, yeye aende. So now you as a man, you as a father, now you will always be a father. You will always be fathering. The mother might get tired and leave and go start another family, or go decide to do what they do when they leave their husbands. Maybe they go get married, ama waende watafute kazi, wakwe whatever, ama waende whatever, aende atafute mzungu, whichever, ama aende akwe kwa haram, whatever they do. But atakuwa na burden ya kubeba watoto. The children are with their father, right? So now this woman who you got her, you married her before you gave her children. If she decides that she's tired in that marriage, she will leave. Left. And when she leaves, she will leave the children with you. So you as a father, you are continuing with your role as a father. You will not be raising mtoto wako nje. Okay? And the wife will go there and do her things and throw her tantrums and nini. Akisema anataka kurudi na mwambia, madam, different rooms. You are here to mother the children, not here to be my wife. You are here to be a mother to my children. And as that role, kukuwa a mother to my children, you will not be playing any wifely role to me. So spare bedroom ni yako. You have your bedroom, I have my bedroom. The only thing tunatana pamoja nayo ni kuraise watoto. So we will have rules. Hii nyumba, since you left and since you are not my wife, this is the percentage of the rent that you will be expected to be paying, because you left. You left. So I don't know what you went to do. So I am assuming you went looking for work. So you should have looked for work. So, or if you haven't looked for work, you're not going to sleep in my house if you're not paying this kind of rent. I will play my role as a father. You will play your role as a mother. But sisi wawili, you went, you left. So wale wanafikiri ati they just get to a point and then they will go and do their Boko Harams. You know, they'll throw a tantrum, they say, I'm leaving, and then they will go, waende ukulima, alafu warudi baada wamemaliza kulimwa, warudishe that shamba that has already ishamalizwa rotuba, ishachimbwa mpaka sasa mvua ikinyesha inabeba nini, inabakisha mawe. Not turudi kwa fathers. Tunataka kufikisha story ya fatherhood hapo. Now I want to get into mambo ya gender equality, because in a house you will always find these things, because umeenda, you've gone, you are vetting for a woman to marry. Now, there are those women who have taken this drug called feminism, and now they will bring the symptoms of that drug into the marriage or into the relationship. And one of those symptoms is I am a partner. Okay? I am a partner. I'm looking for a partner. Those that will be one of the symptoms that if you marry me, we are partners in this marriage. And that's why I said there are also men who are into that drug of feminism. So now, if you are also a feminist and she's a feminist, then you come together and become feminazis, right? Now, you two are very good together because you understand one another. You come from the same pot. You know, githeri that has been cooked in the same pot tastes the same. Githeri that has been cooked in different pots tastes different. So if a man has taken the feminism drug and the woman has taken the feminism drug, now they come together and become feminazis. Feminazis. That's a very nice family. It's a very beautiful family because it is a family of feminists. But now, if you have these traditional men and you have a feminist woman, then you're in trouble. Or you have a traditional woman and a feminist man, then that marriage is in trouble, that partnership is in trouble. Because, I mean, how you are not even speaking from the same, um, you're not on the same book. Watch at the same page. You're not even on the same book. In fact, I don't even think you're in the same library. Not only are you not on the same page, you're not on the same book, or even on the same library, or even on the same continent, because you are two vastly different. So you have a feminist and a traditionalist. Those two people cannot mix. Trouble inakuaga, marriage is a traditional concept. Marriage is a traditional concept. And its setup was set up with traditional concepts. And that's why modern people with modern thinking are not staying in marriage. Because a marriage needs a traditional mindset. If you have a modern mindset and you get into marriage, it will not work. It will not work. Marriage needs a traditional mindset because marriage is a traditional concept. So a woman has to believe in the traditional roles of a wife, and a husband has to believe in the traditional roles of a husband. Once they believe in that and they come together, now they can work from there. I believe these are my roles. You believe those are your roles. And then when you come together, those roles complement one another. Then we can work from there. So if I want my wife, who is a traditional, who has a traditional mindset to marriage, to come assist me with my roles, my traditional roles, then I also have to negotiate. Like I have to negotiate on how that works because I'm the one who wants her help. I have to negotiate with her how that works. And I have to answer the question of yes, if she's helping me with my duties, who is going to help her with her duties? That is the question I have to answer. If I want to outsource some of my roles to her or delegate some of my roles to her, who is she going to delegate some of her roles to so that these roles that I'm delegating can find a place because her plate is full. As it is, her plate is full. She cannot take any more roles. And those people who, when you talk about um, marriage being a traditional concept. All those people who get their panties in a bunch, all those people who palcatch and start speaking in tongues and calling people misogynist and sexists and people who don't want nothing good for women. It's because you people have outsourced your thinking, or you don't have a brain. That could be the simple explanation. And the simplest answer is most likely the correct answer. You do not have a brain, or you do not have the capacity to think. My plate is full as the husband, her plate is full as the wife. If I want to delegate some of the things on my plate onto her, they will not have any space because her plate is full. So she has to ask, okay, where will your roles that you're delegating be? Where are they going to stay? Because my plate is full. And now that you are delegating some roles, it means that your plate has space. So I have a thought. How about now? What are you delegating to me? I'm delegating you A, B, and Z. Okay, why don't I delegate X, W, and C also to you? So the space which A, B, and Z was, now I can pick what is on my plate and put it there. So there is an exchange of roles. You see how simple it is? There is an exchange of roles. I want you to help me here and here and here. And because I need your help here, here, and here, I will help you here, here, and here. See? Simple. So now you find these people who believe in the traditional concept of roles of men and women. But now, because of the modern times we are living in, they did not change. They did not turn marriage into something new. What they just did is, I have my plate is full, you have your plate is full, but I'm having difficulties with some of the things on my plate which I think you can assist me with. So let's assume, for example, that this woman, when you're courting, she has a very nice job which is paying very well. And you also have a very nice job that is paying very well. But now, if you come together, then you look at the budget and you're like, we cannot afford to live a comfortable life on my income alone. So I still need you as my wife to work, to help me in my role as the provider. This is just before you're not married yet. She knows that once she's married, she's becoming a housewife. She's coming in to take care of your house. She's coming to do her wifely duties. And that will entail quitting her job to come and take care of you and the children you're going to have. Now, because now you've looked at the numbers and everything, and you're like, "Ah, this will not work." Now you negotiate with her. No, I need you to stay longer in your position. I need you to help me in the provider role. And now she will ask, okay, then what happens because I want to come and give you kids? Then now you negotiate in terms of, we can push the issue of having children by a year or two. You see, now you're not married yet, you're negotiating. Because now, if she got pregnant, then she needs to take her leave. And then she's not going to leave a 3 month old kid. She's not going to leave a 3 month old kid. You get? So now you're negotiating, you're working it out. So can we postpone this for 5 years? And then she looks at you and tells you, but I'm 30. If we God damn this seat. Haki inaniangusha. So if we postpone it by 5 years, I'll be 35. And the clock in biology, we are in trouble. So now that cannot work. And if even if we postpone it with 2 years, we are not sure that once we start this journey that I will immediately get pregnant. So let's just assume a whole other year we will be trying. I'm 34, 33, 34. That's when I'm having my first pregnancy. We want to have 2 or 3 kids. How will that work? The only way this works is if I quit this job, I get married, and start making you kids as soon as today. So we'll not postpone that. Now the other question is, okay, are you okay with a different lifestyle? Right now, you are living well, you're doing all these things, you're wearing nice clothes, you go to nice restaurants, you go, nice holidays and stuff. Are you going to accept to go back in lifestyle? Because now, with my income and you coming on board, I cannot afford that. Or now you decide that's the wrong woman for you because now already she's too old. So who cares about love? Fuck love. No, you go look now for a younger woman, and then she looks for an older man. Because a man who is in his 50s, who's been working since maybe he was 25 or 30, he can afford to give her lifestyle, and she can afford to quit that job and become a full time housewife. Now, let's talk about gender equality. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Is gender equality in marriage. It has to be practical. Gender equality in marriage has to be practical. You cannot force things. You cannot just come and say, I am a man, this is what I'm supposed to do. You are a woman, this is what you're supposed to do. Do it or go. You cannot force it. A woman cannot just come and decide, I am a woman, I have the right to work. You are a wife now. You took on the role of wife. That's a full time job. I'm now a husband. That's a full time job. Huh? Karibu sana Sarah. That's a full time job. You came in into this marriage. You cannot come into this marriage and start demanding equality, because this thing is a traditional concept. You cannot force equality in a marriage. This is something which you have to negotiate for. What kind? Because you can't come in and then you start saying, mimi lazima niende job, mimi siwezi kaa kwa nyumba, mi lazima niende kazi. Nini unanioa alafu uniweke hapa kwa nyumba, mi lazima niende job. Then probably your husband just looks at you, and the whole point why he married you was so that you can take care of him, take care of his needs, and raise his children. And now you just want to work. And then it's like, what did you apply for? Did you apply for a wife position, or did you apply to come work? And where are you working? Because I don't have a job to give you. I don't have a job to give you. So do not force. You can't force things, especially for marriage. Where's the force? Like I said, if he needs you to take care of some things that are traditionally his role, then you need to negotiate. You as a woman need to negotiate how also he takes some of the things you are supposed to do. Because now, if you don't negotiate, then you will be overworked as the wife. You'll be overworked. You'll be going to work and then coming home, and then unafua nguo, and then you cook, and then you do all these other things while he's just seated there watching TV. There shamaliza job. Probably mnafanya job the same place, mmetoka job pamoja, mmeshinda job pamoja, you've been at work together, you got to work at you got out of work at the same time, or got from work at the same time, you came home, you got home at the same time, and then he sits in front of the TV, and now you have to go to the kitchen, you have to fua, to osha vyombo, to cook, to do all these things, because you failed to negotiate. You are the provider in this house. The man, you're the provider in this house. So you expect me to go out and also work so that I can help you provide, so that I can take care of some bills. Now, I also have my workload. Who is going to take care of this workload? Because we can't go to work together and then I still come back home and still come back and start working on these things. And it's not that I am the one who wants to go to work. If it is the wife who wants to work, the husband is like, you don't have to work, but the wife is like, lazima niende job mimi siwezi kaa kwa nyumba hivi bila kufanya kazi, please please, mimi siwezi kaa kwa nyumba bila kufanya kazi. Utanibebaji, 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 wewe utanibebaji, wewe kama bwana utanibebaji. If that's the type of woman you have, let her go to work and then come and also work. Aende kazi, akitoka kazi aingie kazi. But if you are the husband who is like, I can't, siwezi toboa hizi roles, I can't, I am unable to because of the economy, because of the kind of work I'm doing, I need you to help me. Then also the wife, you should look at the husband and say, okay, so this is my work hapa kwa nyumba kama bibi, this is your work kama bwana hapa kwa bibi. Now that I'm doing some of your work, kwa hii list chagua zile vitu pia utakuwa unafanya. See, fair, negotiated. So atasema mimi by the way, mimi nikitoka job, mimi nitakuwa na make sure mtoto anafanya homework, nitakuwa na make sure mtoto amekuwa kept busy mpaka time yake ya kulala, amefeed, amefanya kila kitu, amedoze. That's number one. Number two, mimi nitakuwa nasaidia kupika, so I take care of the kid and I cook. Wewe the rest ni yako. So that's why mkitoka tu job, by the time mnatoka huko mnaingia kwa nyumba, shafanya shopping ya sapa. Anajua akiingia the first thing anafanya ni mtoto amefanya homework, anaangalia homework ya mtoto. Sasa hiyo wewe bibi uko nje, you are out there maybe doing laundry, unafua, right? You are out there doing laundry and the man is out there cooking. And then somebody comes in and it's like, oh, this is such a wonderful family. This is beautiful. Hmm? This is beautiful. Am I even online? Ama wamenizimia internet. Sunday is a very interesting day. This is wonderful. These people are living, you know, this man respects his wife. This wife respects the man. Why? Because they negotiated, they talked about it. You who wants to work, just to work, then you go work. Then after you come from work, you come do your thing. I did not ask you to go work. I married you not to come here and work. I am okay. I can take care of everything. Everything else I can take care of. But you want to work, go work because that's on you. Umemaliza kazi huko nje, kuja fanya kazi yako ya bibi. Now let's dive a bit in on issue of gender equality as a concept. As a concept, I saw somewhere, and Jolie had tagged me, a friend of mine called Jolie had tagged me on somebody who was saying that it will take 100 years for us to get to gender equality. And she asked for my thoughts. And my thoughts were, we are not going to get that kind of gender equality that people are pushing for. That we will not get. Even if we lived to be a million years, that one we will not get. Because it is predicated on our differences, our peculiarities, our personal differences. Let's take the most basic difference, the sex difference. Okay, the sex difference. So men and women are built differently because of their sex. Okay, even their brain is built different. Their brain is wired different. So just looking at that, just the biological makeup will cause a domino effect into other things. Will obviously cause a domino effect into other things. I am a man, you are a woman. There are things I will be very good at that you are not good at, and there are things you will be very good at that I'm not good at. That will be a difference. So if it comes to work, and I'm applying for work for things I am very good at, then I will get the job and you will not get the job. And when you are applying for a job on things you are very good at, you will get the job and not get the job. But you're not getting the job because you are a woman. You're getting the job because you are very good at it. And the reason why you're very good at it is because you are a woman. That's what people don't want to understand. That's what people refuse to understand. You're not getting the job because you are a woman. You're getting the job because there are very specific things that you are very good at. And the reason why you are very good at them is because you are a woman. Because there are plenty of women, other women, who are not very good at that thing as you are. So even them, they will not get the job. And there are jobs I will apply for and I'm very good at them. And the reason why I'm very good at them is because I am a man. That's not the only reason, because there are also other men who applied for the job who did not get the job because they are not as good at them as I am. So just saying, she did not get the job because she's a woman, or he did not get the job because he's a man, that's very stupid and idiotic, just to say the least. Very idiotic, and you know, that is brainless thinking. That's zombie thinking. Men, more often than not, are very good with things. Let me repeat that. Men, psychologically, the way they are made up, their mind, their psyche is made up, they are very good with things. Just look at boy children. Look at the way they destroy toys. You buy them a car, a toy car, wanaitoanisha. They want to see how it runs and wow, how does it work? It's not like they just want to destroy it. They are curious. How does this thing work? They might not even be able to articulate what they are looking for, but innately they know, I want to understand how this thing work. Women, on the other hand, are very good with people, very good with people, and that's why you see even girls when they are very young, very social, be very social. Hata kuwa anajua watu kwa ploti, hata kuwa anajua watoto wote kwa ploti, but boy child probably huko nje ni kupigana. The only interaction wako nazo ni time wana fight. But the girl knows kwa hii nyumba kuna watoto wangapi, huyu mtoto mgani mtundu, she knows things, she knows people. But boys will be after knowing things, and nobody even is training them. You can buy a toy car for a girl child and you buy a toy car for a boy child. Let's assume you have twins, these fraternal twins, a boy and a girl, and you buy them identical toy cars. If I asked you to bet which one will be destroyed before the other one, I am very sure you will pick the boy. Huyu ataharibu hii atamaliza mwezi na hii, and you will be right most of the time. There are boys who are very good with people, and there are girls who are very good with things, but the probability that the girl will be the one who is good with things and the boy good with people is lower than the probability that the boy will be the one good with things and the girl will be good with people. So already these are twins. You are raising them as similarly as you can, as equally as you can. You're even buying the boy the doll and the girl the doll, and you so buy the girl a vehicle and the boy a vehicle. Do you realize the only time that doll will be put into into work is when imefungiliwa kwa hiyo gari wakati inavurutwa by the boy. So now how are we expecting to make these two people equal when already hawako equal from the way just they are made up? The only thing we can try to do is just ensure the laws and policies zina equalize. Like you have similar opportunities. If benefits come, you have similar, it comes to you at a similar rate. Like aufungie mtu, you're not saying girls can't do this, and you're not saying boys can't do this. As long as you have laws and policies in place, that's the only thing we can do. That says, okay, you are a girl, you want to go and become an engineer, go ahead, go become an engineer. Ah, you are a boy, you want to go and become a, kati ya wasichana ni gani yenye wanaume wapendi? But then do you realize that there are two, like men are the majority of gynecologists? Ask yourself why. Gaina wengi ni wanaume. Ni kazi gani yenye wanawake like wako wengi sana, like men don't like? I don't know, I can't even say. Kama kuna mtu mwenye ako hapo kwa chat na anajua, please just kama kuna mtu ako kwa hii live na anajua, andika hapo kwa comment, ni kazi gani yenye madem ni wengi na wanaume hawapendi? Like they can do it but they don't want to. Tukiangalia chefs, most chefs are men, like most renowned chefs are men. So kwa kitchen, tukiangalia kwa hospitali, nurses, men don't mind. As long as the money is good, men don't mind being nurses. So now becomes difficult. So you woman, you can do what you want. Do you want this? Go get it. You man, do you want this? Go get it. That's the only thing we can do. But then you'll realize that women will be pulled towards the social sciences and the humanities. Social sciences ni kama gender equality, psychology, those things. And if you look at those things, they are to do with people. And then men will be pulled towards things like physical education, things where they are machine. It might be something that to do with people, but then it also has something to do with things. Tuangalia issue kama issue ya udaktari. Of course you are going to treat people. Then you're also going to be using things to treat people. So you have to be angalia kama lab technicians, wale waso operators wa x-ray, things like those. And also remember, if you look at the things that, or the areas that men are pulled towards, which have to do with people, they have to do with the makeup of people. Like daktari, like what does it, how do people tick? What makes people tick? Like, how does the heart work? So msee anakuwa surgeon wa heart because ako interested about this part called the heart and how it works. So it is a thing to him, not the whole person thing, or the brain, or the spine. So kuna wao specialists. Now, broadly, take two male doctors, two male neurosurgeons, doctors wa ubongo. Ni ubongo ama juu akili ni mind, ubongo ni brain, hopefully. They are not the same. Even those two men who are in the same field, and maybe they are the top of their field, are still not the same. You'll find that there are also differences. They have a different social circle, they have different interests and hobbies, they are different height wise or weight wise, even the way they look is different, even the way they dress is different, even the way they behave is different. So what equality do we want? If these two men are not equal, the only thing that equalizes them need job title, neurosurgeon. That's it. Maybe they even have different qualifications, or even if they have the same qualifications, they did not graduate the same in class. Mmoja wao ako juu ya mwingine, because you can't have equal. Angalia two fingers, all your fingers can't be equal. So now what are we trying? Let's bring it mahali karibu kidogo. Just look at directors wa bank ama CEOs wa bank, just pick two banks which are doing very well and look at the they call them MDs or CEOs, the top guy. They are not paid the same salary. They don't deliver the same. They are not paid the same allowance. They do not go to they don't have the same friends or the same cycle of friends, or they do not have the same hobbies. Difference. So what are we equalizing for? That's why I said if you're looking at laws and policies, well and good, we can do that. But then also, even when the laws and policies are equalizing things, wakati law and policy inasema vitu ni equal, practicality. So for example, niko na job ama Safaricom is hiring CEO. Hiring CEO. Already hiyo job position imetuchuja karibu, like, so let's say 99% of the job market has been put aside. So it's not equal for everyone. Chance hapo, like, just by saying CEO, not everyone can be the CEO of Safaricom. So already that one has 99% of the people, both men and women. Meko kando. 99.9, if not 99 point, let's say 99.9% of the job market. Kando. You can't apply. Why? Because wamesema has to have a PhD hapa. How many people have the PhD in that field? Not many. Also, then they say over 15 years or over 10 years experience, similar position, or a similar company, or a company with a similar status. Not everyone has been CEO, even CEO wa Airtel hayuko kwa the same status na mse wa CEO wa Safaricom. Anaweza pata hiyo job kwa sababu at least amekuwa kwa the same field. That is an advantage. But Safaricom na Airtel haziko the same level. So really just by saying qualifications imechuja watu wengi. So even by the time you come and say women, probably hakuna dem mwenye ako na hiyo qualification. Hakuna. There is no way that thing can be gender equal. Because when you put in the qualifications, already zinachuja watu. Or probably that thing yenye unatafuta job yake, you would find a man with that qualification. So no matter how much you want a man to take over that job, na hizo vitu zote umeweka, hizo qualifications, hautapata mwanaume. So no matter your love for men, no matter how much you want to give men a chance, you won't find a man who is qualified in that position. So you have to pick a woman. Or no matter how much you want a woman to pick up that position, you cannot find a woman who has those qualifications. So you have to pick a man if you want to be equal. But then now they bring the trick of equity. Okay, so you can't find a man, all those qualifications, because all these people, all these qualifications you want is what is best for the job or the company. The topmost, this is what you want. But because actually you want a woman, no, okay, you said you wanted somebody with 10 years experience. Okay, you have a woman here with 2 years experience. Why don't you take her? Now we want to call that equality or equity. No, that is being favored. And that is wrong. Because if you wanted somebody with 15 years experience, okay, what if somebody came and said, okay, would you take a man who has 10 years experience? The answer would be no. We want somebody with 15 years experience. Then you come and say, okay, no. Actually, we have a man with 13 years experience. They say, no, we want, because we know there is somebody with 15. Already you have people who have applied. Maybe you have 15 or 20 people who have applied who meet that criteria that you have put. And then somebody comes and says, Okay, I know you have 15 people who are fully qualified, but why don't we take this person who has 5 years experience and see? That will not work. But because they want a woman, now they say there is somebody who has just graduated college or university who can be beautiful for that job. 0 years experience. And then all these 15 men who have been building their careers, who have been building their portfolio for 30, 40 years. And now it is their time to compete for this top position so that they can reap, okay? They can get the fruits of their struggles. Now they are just being pushed aside because we want a woman and now we pick somebody fresh from university. Is that fair? Because we say equity is about fairness. Is that fair? It is not. Now let's we've taken it to the extreme. Let's take it hapa mahali tunaelewa. So that is where misogynist, huyu jamaa anachukia madem, huyu no, let's just take it karibu. Tuchukue job ya driver. Driving, madem wana drive, wanaume wana drive. So nobody can say sijui nini. No, let's take job ya driver. But now hii job ya driver iko Turkana. Tumesema anyone can apply. Anyone and everyone can apply. How many people from Nairobi or Mombasa or Lamu, how many people would be interested in that job? Or those people who are interested, how many of them will apply? Because now interviews zitafanywa Turkana. Fanywa Turkana. Tuseme tu ni job ya driver. Salary 15k to 20k per month after tax. So that's not bad money. After tax, that's not bad money. And the only thing you do is sit kwa gari and kuendesha and take people and probably just make sure the car is running, take it to service, nini nini. That's not bad money. But iko Turkana. Tume specifically huko kwa kale kakitu kanaitwa Kakuma. Camp, huko kwa camp ya Kakuma. Huko ndio job iko. How many of people from Mombasa, Lamu, Malindi will apply? Remember, these are people wale wako the extreme ya huko chini na Turkana iko huko juu. How many of those people will benefit from that opportunity? Very few. And probably zero. So even if you're offering something and you're saying anyone can apply, reality just dictates not anyone can apply. Of course, in Turkana, nobody is stopping you from applying because iko kwa neighborhood. In fact, kama uko hiyo area ya camp, very lucky. Already, because of where you live, because of geography, you have an unfair advantage over very many people. Over very many people. And even when somebody is carrying out the interviews, just because you live in the neighborhood, that gives you an advantage, an added advantage, which other people can call it an unfair advantage. Because now if I live in Lamu, I have to know to find my place to Turkana. That's going to cost me. Then if interview iko kesho, I have to make sure nimefika Turkana leo. So that I sleep and wake up to go to the interview. And then I can't go back the same day. I also have to find a place to sleep and then travel back. And if they are saying that they are going to do callbacks, and the callback will be done maybe after a week. So probably after you have applied 2 days later, you will receive a message whether you passed or not for a callback. Now, if I am from Lamu, I will have to stay there for an extra 2 days just to make sure that I don't get a callback when I'm on my way back to Lamu and then I have to come back. And then somebody who just pale Turkana ndio home, he just went for the interview, came back home, akachange akaenda kucheza soka na mabishte zake ama akaenda kuchill na mabishte zake. He didn't have to pay for nothing, he didn't have to pay for a guest house, he's good, ako home. Added advantage. And then you get a call back. Unaambiwa interview itakuwa tarehe fulani, maybe 2 days later, follow-up interview. So that means you still have to stay there, you still have to keep paying the guest house. So it's becoming very expensive for you. And then when you go for the callback, probably you don't even get the job because huyu jamaa wa Turkana ako area, so yeye hata wakisema just go and we'll call you back, yeye ako sawa. So probably mtu mwenye ako Lamu will be like, it's too far, too expensive, there's no need for me to apply. So it's already discriminating. But if you look at it and you start saying, oh, why are these people from Turkana discriminating against people from other areas? They did not. They opened it up. Reality is what is discriminating. Reality is what is separating things. Now, the problem is we, people who are in the civil society, when we see differences, when you see these differences, the first thing we go to is discrimination. That is our go-to thing. That's discrimination. So you ask, okay, why top 10 companies in Kenya, why are they 90% men? Because women, there is a culture of discrimination and genders doing any nonsense. That's the fact, that good thing they go to, and then you ask them, okay, can you explain? And it's like, these laws, these policies are discriminatory. Then can you explain? Did they post a vacancy announcement? Yes. Did they post qualifications, what you need to do to qualify? Yes. Did women apply? No. Why? Because you see, these qualifications, which woman has this like, shut up. These are we didn't care whether that person was a man or a woman. We just wanted somebody with these qualifications. If women did not have these qualifications, then don't say that we were being discriminatory against women. We just had qualification, because you can't just work without qualifications. You can't just have a doctor. A vagina is not going to do surgery. A penis is not the one that does surgery. It is a doctor, somebody who went to school and actually qualified to do the work. So why do we think that a woman will do a better job when we haven't seen a woman doing a better job? Because now you'll see people saying, if we had a Kenyan president woman, the economy would be okay. Where is the receipts? Where are the receipts? Ziko wapi? We've had shitty male presidents, men presidents, but then we cannot say, you know what, Kamau Mwegas would make a very shitty president. But I've never been president. How do you know? How do you know that I will make a shitty president? I've never been a president. Oh, because I'm male, because I'm a man, because Uhuru Kenyatta was a shitty president, and because Kibaki was a shitty president. If he was not a shitty president, why were people complaining when he was president? He was a shitty president in some areas. In some areas, he did very well. Uhuru Kenyatta was a shitty president. In some areas, he did very well. In some areas, he did very badly. Moi was a shitty president. In some areas, he did very well. In some areas, he did very bad. But we can say Moi was a shitty president, and then why? We have reasons why. We can say Uhuru Kenyatta was a shitty president and say why. We cannot say Ruto is a shitty president. He's just new in his presidency. We have not experienced his presidency. We cannot say Raila Odinga would be a super president, because we have never experienced that. The only thing we are talking about is projecting and hoping. And we will probably never know the presidency of Raila Odinga, and he will probably benefit from that. Now imagine if he became president and then he was the shittiest president ever. It is possible. It is possible he will be the best and it is possible he'll be the shittiest. Why? Because we are talking about possibility and probability, and it is 50-50 right now. Why? Because he's never been a president. What is the probability that Ruto is the shittiest, worst president in Kenya? 50%. What's the possibility and probability that he will be the best president Kenya has ever had? 50%. Why? Because it's just in. It can go either way. Right now it's 50-50. But then this thing of equality, if women were given, if that is hoping and prayers until a woman is given. And let me remind you, we had that woman president alikuwa anaitwa nani, Johnson ama alikuwa anaitwa nani, wa this country yenye iko huku Africa. What happened? Corruption. In fact, I don't even think that, I think she still has cases. And that time when she became president, everybody almost got an orgasm. A woman president. A woman president. Then let's talk about Suluhu wa Tanzania. Although her, she was not elected, but she was the deputy and the guy died. She's doing a very wonderful job. But then, how many people have almost, how many women, Kwanzaa, how many women, especially feminists, have been on her neck? Why? Because she said some stuff. She said some stuff. She just said some stuff. They don't care whether the country is doing very well. They don't. No, it's just that she said some stuff. She talked some shit. We are not very happy. How can you, as a woman? So now, gender equality, the way we are envisioning it, it's not even a fantasy. That's a horror story. Alafu imepakwa mafuta mzuri na perfume, alafu inakuwa sugar coated. That's a horror story. Because now we are going, unless now we start forcing people, the only way we are going to have enough women kwa STEM field, or 50-50, is if we force women to get into those fields. Because guess what? In these Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, hizo za huko, their laws, they're like best in terms of women can do whatever they want. But then, the more the laws and the policies brought equality at par, the worse the nini became. The gap men and women became. Like, the more equal the laws, the policies, and the land became, the higher the differences between women and men became. So people thought that when these things are brought equal, that even it will translate into the outside world. But that's not the case. Why? Because women want specific things and men want specific things. And these things these people want are different. Woman to woman, you'll not find two women who want the same thing. These two women want different things. So how do we even think that we can have a woman and a man want the same thing? And not that we have enough men and enough women wanting the same thing that they can be 50-50. Doesn't make sense. But we still keep pushing. Why? Because it sounds nice. It sounds well. Listen, if you have a man, if in front of me I had a 3-month-old baby. In front of me I had a 3-month-old baby. And also in front of me I had a man and a woman. I knew absolutely nothing about these two. I don't know this man and I don't know this woman. I will probably give this 3-month-old to the woman. Why? Because the probability that the woman will be more nurturing than the man is 60%. So there's a higher probability that this woman would be the best thing for this 3-month-old. Like I said, I don't know this child. I don't know this man. I don't know this woman. I am blind. I will give the child to the woman. Why? Because women, if I chose a woman to be more nurturing, 60% of the time I will be right. If I choose a man, 40% of the time I will be right. So that percentage is lower. Is there a possibility that this specific woman is the worst human being and the person who will do harm to this child? Yes. But then the probability that she will be that is 40%. And probability that she will be the best thing for the child is 60%. Is it possible that this man will be the best thing for the child? Yes, but the probability is 40%. 60% is probably that he'll be the worst thing for this child. Now, if I got time to know this man and this woman, now I can make an informed choice because I will know these are the preferences of the man, these are the preferences of the woman, this is the history of the man, the history of the woman. But if I know nothing, I'm just working on probability, the woman takes it. Now, if gari yangu imekwama and I see a woman coming, walking towards me, and a man walking towards me, the probability that I will rush to this woman to help me is less than 10%. And maybe yeye ndi ule mechanic mnoma sana kwa hii dunia. But I know nothing about her. The probability that I will go to her is almost zero. The probability that I'll run towards the man is 99%. You can say that is sexism, but now put yourself in my shoes. You are a woman, you are a feminist. You are stuck katikati ya barabara and you see a woman walking towards you and a man walking towards you. Who do you go to? You will, if you are honest, you will be in the same position I am on. Go to that man. Does that make you sexist? If that makes me sexist, then it makes you sexist. But then common sense dictates that, okay, I'll go to the man, even if he doesn't know how to fix this vehicle, at least he can assist me move it outside the road. Iondoke mali ni danger. Ataweza kusukuma. Why? Because he's physically stronger than, the probability that he will be physically stronger than the woman is higher. So if we understand nature, if we understand human beings, if we understand the dynamics among human interactions, we will not have all these hula baloos. Before we call anything sexist or anything discriminatory, we will have to sit down and critically look at it, break it down into its simplest components. And then we can say, I see where discrimination comes in. This is where it comes in. This is where it comes in. Or, no, this is just noise. Nothing here is discriminatory. If we said we wanted somebody with a PhD, how many women have a PhD in this field? Zero. So, why should we go pick women when they are not qualified? If you're talking about qualified, people who are qualified, then let's go with that. Okay? If we want to talk about meritocracy, let's look at meritocracy. Are you qualified? Yes. Now, if you're qualified, why should I care if you're a woman or a man? I just want the job done. Once the job is done, nobody's going to care whether it was done by a man or a woman. Now, imagine nyumba yako ina leak, pipe zimepasuka. You want a plumber. Do you care whether the plumber is a man or a woman, or do you want a plumber? You just want a plumber to fix it. If you call a plumber, for example, there's a plumbing company, you call it, and they send a woman plumber, and they come in and they fix it. You might have issues, in terms of perception and all these things, but once it is fixed, you're not going to come and uitoanishe useme and then nimtafute mwanaume anifixie. That mimi pipe yangu haiwezi fixiwa na mwanamke. She has come in and she's fixed it na iko sawa, and then unaenda unatoanisha useme no, me I wanted a man to come. Nobody does that. This has been your church service. I've been your pastor, reverend, bishop, choir master, and Asha Raymond. Wale watu wamenijoin, Sara Wangari, asante sana. Wewe ndio nimekuona umetune na ukaongea. Wengine wametune wakisonga. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, unaweka kwa description hapo hivi. Unaweka kwa comment section hapo. Unasema ni wapi nimepotea, ni wapi nimeguza pale ndipo. Ni wapi nimehata kabisa. And also, if you also want things of interest, sana sana I want to focus this thing on issues of family, fatherhood and relations between men and women. Hii ya mchana. Ya jioni, kumbuka leo tunaongea mambo ya exes, the X factor. Na leo tuko na mtu wa kutoka huko Pwani, Justin Maroro ndiye ako the guest in the house. So tupatane leo saa 3 ya usiku for 1 hour tukiongea the X factor. And those who have tuned in, Sarah, thank you very much. You've been very nice supporter. Nitakutafutia present ama wacha nisiweke promises juu utaanza kunisumbua. Ulisema utanunua mzinga unanunua lini? But of course lazima tujue vile tutafanya. Asanteni sana na kwaherini. It's been fun. It's been fun.